Alright, take one. Getting better at this. Alright, y'all, so today I am back on my Honda Prelude. As you can see, it has no engine in it, no exhaust, and that may factor into what I am getting ready to do. So today I will be removing this lovely guy here, the rack and pinion. As you can see, some of the lines are rusted, so I have been hitting it with WD-40 for the last few days. What I'm going to be doing is removing the outer tie rods completely, removing some of the bolts up on the brackets under here to get it down, and removing the lines. This one, the bolts are, I think, on the outside. The steering, I already took the ignition out, and like I said, with no engine and no exhaust, this will be straight to the so you would have to start exactly from where I'm starting from. The power steering and the fluids, I'm not too worried about it. I will try to get the reservoir out and get as much fluid out as possible, but being that I'm not putting back a rack and pinion in here, I don't have to be as thorough. As you can see, I have a bit of snow on the ground. Y'all, I'm back. Show y'all some of the tools that I'm gonna have. I don't know where the other pair of the shoes went. And I may need more along the way. Definitely some gloves. I have these, and I'm gonna put I gotta wash my hands. Put them on, and then I'm gonna put on some extra pair, actually more rugged gloves. I have 10mm ratchet. May need that. 12. Also a 12mm, 14 and a 12. I think I'm gonna need a 10 socket also. With a extension, which I'll get the 10mm socket, and I also have the line wrenches. I have all three of them because I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna need, and hopefully these lines come off. Under the hood now, and from what I'm seeing, I may not have to pull anything from the inside. One thing I will say, this doesn't really apply to me specifically because I'm not putting it steering right back in this car, but you wanna kind of line your steering wheel up as best as possible and keep it straight. You know, maybe have something lining up with it, you know, maybe getting a marker or something like that to line the steering wheel up. I don't have to worry about my keys ignition because it is gone. But as far as I'm seeing, this one doesn't have any bolts underneath the pedal itself. But we'll see as we go. For right now, I think everything is under the hood. Alright, so now I'm under the hood again. Pull this 10mm, and I've already kind of loosened them up because I need both hands to loosen them, and I don't have a camera mount. So the bolts might not necessarily be as easy. And like I said, with the engine out, things are a lot easier. As you can see, I've also removed the brake booster, the brake reservoir. I think you probably only have to remove this bottom bolt here. Let me see if it focuses. Yeah, but I think you only have to remove this bottom nut right here, and then once the rack and pinion starts coming down, it should be alright. So doing the underneath of the car, I'm going to be removing the outer tie rod ends. So you're gonna want to remove the cotter pin here. Get a 19mm. That's what I used in this application. And like I said, I've already kind of broken the bolts loose because I needed two hands. And if you can do this process with the steering lock, which is you turn the steering in the direction you need it, lock it, it'll be much easier on you. Because I don't have an ignition, I kind of have to battle through it. And not having a camera mount makes it even, you know, that much difficult. Also, sometimes you may want to use an impact gun under the ball joints, because sometimes when you use these wrenches, they tend to, the whole entire thing tends to spin, and you don't want to get jammed, especially with the car being so rusted. So, like I said, you're gonna take this, and I didn't have the proper wrench. I thought my 15/16 would fit right here, but it didn't. So I just used my adjustable wrench. If you could find a proper wrench, that would be awesome. But being that I'm only removing this, I can always and I'm not installing it right away. I can always you know, if I did damage a bolt, it wouldn't be a big deal right now because I would have enough time. This is just the part that I want to have for my cord wagon. So I'm gonna get these bolts loosened up, get this tie rod loosened. Right now it's loosened for the most part. So what I'm gonna do is, like I said in my one of my videos, I don't have well, I don't have a sledge, so I'll be using the back of this axe. Oh, snow drop on me. Oh, it's tap it right here. Say you wanna let me with the big axe hammer. And now come loose. Watch and see. Loosen this up a little bit more, and I hope I hope this thing works with me, cause all I had to do was take the tie rod nut all the way off. Oh man, the whole thing is spinning. What you can do sometimes is get a vice grip. If you get it open up enough, you can get a vice grip and hook it. All right, so here's the issue I was talking about with the whole entire thing spinning. See, when I turned the vice grip, I was spinning. Luckily, I was able to loosen it up enough where I could get the vice grip in between there. Sometimes you can take a pry bar and something like that and put some pressure on there, but because I have this this thing loosened up somewhat, hopefully this vice grip hold. Kind of hard working. Needing your hand, needing both hands. But like I said, if this thing doesn't release, then yeah. But I'll come back once I get it off, and, you know. But you kind of get the idea, and then so I think that's as far as it'll go. I'm not able to get any more grip on there, so I'm gonna abandon ship on that, and I'm just gonna pull it from the inner tie rod. I'm just gonna back it all the way out. Just had to give up on trying to get it from the joint itself and just take it off from where it connects to the inner tie rod in. Got a result to alternative. So still got the tie rod in there. Just took it off from the inner tie rod. This thing is still good, man. That's how you tell. If you move it and it doesn't fall back down, it's in good condition. It's not leaking. If you push it down or you pull it up and it falls back down, that inner tie rod is gone, and it's a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to take the tie rod off the next side and then go from there. So I'm on the other side. I took the caterpin off, and granted I am learning as I'm going, as there's no specific video. I figured out how easier way to get the end off without having to taking it off from the inner tie rod. So what I did this time was, before I hit it with the hammer, I took the screw all the way off, right? Because now the tension is still locked together, it's still bind together. So I took the screw off. Now I'll just gradually just tuck it back on there, and then I hit it with the hammer. So I should have took the screw all the way off first and then hit it with the hammer. Much easier process. Look at that. Inner tie rod on. This is definitely bad though. So I'm just gonna put it back on here. Now that I got that out the way, and pull that that one that I have to use the adjustable wrench. That's a little nut on the inside. But yeah, learning, y'all. I'm learning. So I'm just gonna, let me see. Push me. Down. Come up with my hand. And you ain't no real mechanic till you got some busted knuckles. So now that I got that lock nut Alright. So now that I got the lock nut pulled, like I said, remember now y'all want to count so I can show you. Here, just take it out. That's so much easier. Just take the screw all the way up before you hammer it. Take this nut all the way off and just tap it back on there. So because I'm not reinstalling this tire, this rack and pinion right now, I don't really care about the count, but you just turn it. There you go. And you just count how many turns. So it's like, so it sits like this. You just count. 1, 2. Yo, so now I'm under the car. I have this cover here that has 1, 2, 3, 10mm. I want to take it off so I can get to these power steering lines. Like I say, I'm not too worried about the fluid itself. I'm going to put a pan under here to catch it. But yeah, so just boy. Yeah, it's a little tight up under here. So that's one. Put that over there. And you get the concept. Take all 3 of them out. Take this cover off. Alright, so with the bolts out, take the cover off and start breaking these lines open. You got 1, 2, 3. And I'm assuming the double D40 didn't get all of them, but I'm going to hit it with some more double D40 and I'm going to put the opening wrench on them, the line wrench on them. Alright, y'all. So I'm fighting a losing battle with this thing here. Get it to focus. As you can see, it's rusted. Alright, y'all. So thanks to trusty old vice grip, I've gotten 1 of them. Let me see if I can fit. Yeah, so thanks to trusty old vice grip, I've gotten 1 of them loose, which is good because it would allow me to get to that bolt over the top of it. So yeah, man. Hopefully your line's not as rusted as this. So I'm gonna whichever one. Fortunately, so far I haven't had to cut any of them, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is whatever I can't grip with the wrench. I'm gonna try to get a real tight grip with a vice grip because it would be nice if I could save these lines. So just to duplicate as much as possible how you would on your car. So I'm gonna come back once I get all these lines off. Just to show how ironic things is, I've gotten all the lines loose, which I didn't think I was gonna do because of the rust. See, I got 1, 2, 3, and I got the big line loose too. So while I was backing it out, this is what happened. Oh, sorry, I think I had some grease on there. But yeah, it still broke. So, though I learned how to edit and all that, I'm not going to edit that out because things like this do happen. So all I have to do now is start removing these brackets. 1, 2, 3. Remove this out the way. 1, 2. And if I had an exhaust, I'd probably have to move the downpipe out the way. And yeah, man, remove this. These are what holds it up. Now when you're getting these, you wanna these are what actually holds the rack and pinion. This one and is this one, and it should be another one somewhere up there. I think it might be this. You want to make sure you be careful. But I've gotten the lines out and I'm on the last step of it, which is removing all the big bolts out. And please do not lay on directly under this rack when it's coming down, because it will slap you upside the head. So I'm gonna pretty much just get these big bolts out, and yeah, but still will wind up have to replacing that line, man. That's crazy. Don't have a torch, we still gotta get shit done. These bolts are killing me. So I'm going to use them socket sets that bite into the bolt. Like those over there, the red box. And get to these chassis bolts because they're giving me a warm time, and I have to get this bracket down to get to the rack and pinion. So I'm trying to loosen those up. But like I said, I don't have a torch, so I gotta make it do what it do. Y'all, so you can see the heat gun work, taking the bolt out with that socket that cuts into it. But the other two, here and here, not coming out. I heated them up. They're not coming out. So what I'm gonna do is, since I've gotten this out, I'm just gonna cut it right here. I'm gonna cut that off at that end because I already got that bolt out, and go from there. Plane. I went out and got the real goggles. Yeah, the sparks are flying. So I had to get a cutting wheel because the grinder was not getting it. So let me get back to cutting. Alright, let's see what kind of noise we can make. Get it out, get this thing out the way. I got damn near all the bolts, rest of the bolts loosened up. Like I said, got this loosened up so far, this loosened up, that loosened up, and these are under the power steering line. I did break the bolts up front for this bar loose, but seeing I'm cutting that off, it doesn't really matter. And I gotta get this bracket here, and yeah, make sure you get something to catch this power steering fluid when it comes out. But I just gotta get this bar off, and I'll be getting ready to drop this thing down. Alright y'all, so now I got the bar cut. It's clear, free. So I'm removing this bar, this piece here from this on the right hand side, the lower control arm. It's 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has a little lip on here that I don't want when I'm ready to maneuver the rack out. It's giving me a problem. Man, I didn't know recording and working at the same time was this hard, man. Hey, boosted boys, y'all, all y'all, man. Hope y'all get back together, man. I like y'all together. Real talk, I don't like animosity and all that hate, man. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate. I really liked y'all together. I mean, Kyle is cool, but watching Kyle all the time, you know, gets a little annoying. So I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So now I'm gonna loosen up. I'm gonna slowly loosen these up and these up, and I'm gonna see if the rack is starting to come down. And if it is, then I should be done. Alright, y'all. As y'all can see, got it damn near dancing in there. I thought after I took the bracket off, wait. Yeah, this bracket, this little C bracket, I thought there was something else holding it, but sometimes the rubber itself is just has it wedged in there. So once I pulled on it, but now what I do is start taking these bolts out, which I try to tell people do the hardest one first, and this one is in the line. This one here. For the bolt. And I'm gonna leave one in there. Then I'm gonna set the camera up. Then I'm come, and please make sure you keep a track of the bolts. On this side here, on the driver's side, we'll have the longer bolts, and on the passenger side we have the shorter bolts. So please make sure you keep track of all the bolts that come out of there. Yeah, so you won't be in a world of trouble. And see if some of the bolts are longer than some. Yes, because this one is much shorter than the one that came out of here, because it has to go through, it has to work itself through. So and this bolt should be shorter too, because you can see, let's see here, Yeah, you can see the difference in the two bolts here. So, and this one, yeah, so you can see. So make sure you keep track of the bolts. So I'm gonna get the hell out the way and pull this one bolt, this one last one, and yeah, let me get this camera set up and then go from there. I'm going to get the one last bolt. All right, and that's a long bolt. That's a long bolt. And I think something under the hood is holding it. So I think I gotta loosen these up some more. Come, nobody with the man. Sure, box say. Yeah, you can hear that power steering fluid when you rotate it. Some loosen this up a little bit more. So I think that's the only thing that's holding it is the is the way how it's connected in here. It's gonna take some maneuvering to get this through here. That's probably gonna be the most difficult part, is wiggling it out. And I'm gonna take this screw all the way out, and I'll let you know if I gotta take that top one out too. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tap this to loosen it up a little bit. Get that off of here, so I'll come back. Alright, so I got it off. All I did was I just grabbed it and shook it a couple times and it came off. I just rocked it off of there and it came right off. So you can see it down in there. It's worked itself down. So let's set this camera up again and see if I can work this thing out. God have mercy. Oh. I'm gonna slide it out the other end. Yeah, so this is the rack and pinion here. 93 Honda Prelude.